Hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Emma. Today's video is going to be my go-to simple natural makeup look for spring summer. I've been really loving a more natural makeup look at the moment, using a lot of cream products and quite minimal products, and really just like enhancing like my natural skin, and just kind of something very simple, something that I think looks really nice, looks quite fresh and glowy. I feel like this is very Hailey Bieber inspired. I've been loving watching her get ready with me's on TikTok and on YouTube, and just really been inspired by her makeup look. I feel like she always looks flawless, and she's very like more natural makeup, which I really love at the moment. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to share this makeup look with you in this video, and I'm really loving wearing it, and I feel like this is going to be my go-to makeup for spring summer. All the products that I feature in this video I'll leave linked down below. If you do enjoy this video, I'd love it if you could give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, I'd love it if you could subscribe. And yeah, let's just get on into the makeup. So I have actually already done my skincare, and I did want to talk you through it just because I feel like skincare is really important to just make sure you've got a really good base for your makeup, and especially with a minimal makeup look, I think just really taking time to prep the skin and just make sure that your skin looks good and is ready for makeup, and you've got that nice base underneath. So first off, I just used my Cetaphil Oily Skin Cleanser. I use this every morning just to help wash my face, clean it, just make sure that any like dirt or oils that might have amalgamated overnight are all cleansed, and my skin is nice and fresh and clean. But I really like this cleanser because it doesn't make my skin feel stripped at all. It still like lets my natural oils in there, but just really helps like clean out the skin and just make sure it's all ready. And then the next product I used is the Ren Glow Daily Vitamin C Gel Cream. I really like this. I use this every morning, and I have spoken about it in a previous favourites video. I really like just using a vitamin C in the morning. It really just helps freshen up the face, makes me look a little bit more awake, adds that like kind of rejuvenation into the skin. Also, vitamin C is really good for your skin over time, and I really like to take care of my skin and try like make sure I'm looking after it. And vitamin C is really good for the skin, and just with it being a gel cream, it's really refreshing on the skin. It adds that little bit of hydration and that little bit of radiance. And then just to emphasize on that radiance, I did go in with the Ren Radiance Perfection Serum. This isn't something I use every morning, but I do really like it just to adding that extra glow and radiance to my skin. I did actually also work this into my skin just with the face roller. I really like just using a face roller to like plump up the skin, get my blood moving, and really just wake up my face and my skin. And yeah, I really like this Radiance Perfection Serum. I love a serum anyway, and this one is just really nice. It just adds that extra glow and radiance to the skin, but it doesn't look really oily or really greasy or clog the pores. Also, just to emphasize, you obviously can't see in these clips, but I did leave like a few minutes in between each step just to really help everything like sink into the skin and make sure that it's all absorbed into my skin and not gonna like counteract each other. And then I went in with moisturizer. Moisturizer is just really good for prepping your skin, adding that little bit of hydration to the skin. So for eye cream, I used the CeraVe Eye Repair Cream. Really love this. Just kind of dab this in under my eyes just to help moisturize my under eyes and make sure they were all nice and plump and ready for makeup. And then I just used my favorite moisturizer, which is the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. Really love this. Just apply this all over my face and my neck just to add that hydration and just really prep the skin ready for makeup. And I find that moisturizer works really well under makeup. It works as a really nice base. So I really like using that in the mornings. And then I did just go in with my SPF, which is the Thank You Pharma 50+ Sun Project Water Sun Cream. I apply sun cream every day, especially if I'm going to be going outside, just to help protect the face. Also, I really like this one because it has got like a little bit of a sheen and a little bit of an oiliness to it. Nothing too like greasy or heavy, but it does add like a nice sheen to the skin, I think, which was really perfect for under this makeup. SPF is really important to be wearing every day. And yeah, and then I did also apply a lip balm, which has got SPF in it. I'm not sure of the name because all the information's rubbed off, but I will leave it linked down below in the description box if you want to check it out. But yeah, that is my skin prep. I just kind of wanted to share these products with you quickly at the beginning of this video, just because I think, like I said, skin prep is really important, especially when you are wanting to do a more minimal makeup that's more skin focused. I feel like just making sure that your skin is prepped correctly and you've put that effort into your skincare routine. It does take a little bit longer. This is not something I would necessarily do if I was in a rush, just because I do like to leave like 5 minutes in between each step, just to let all those products absorb and really penetrate the skin, and also just to make sure they're not going to like counteract each other or ball up on my face. I do really like to just let them all sink in. But yeah, so that is my skin prepped. This is what we're looking like. I do have a little bit of redness naturally, and I do also have a few breakouts, but we'll get to those in a minute. For base, I'm going to be using my Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. I use the shade Too Fair. I really love this. It's just a really nice glowy product. It adds a very minimal coverage to the skin, but it just adds a really nice finish, makes my skin look quite glowy, and it's just a really nice product. And it adds a little bit of colour and a little bit of radiance as well. Like, I feel like it kind of just helps even out my skin tone a little bit. You're not going to get a lot of coverage from this, like this isn't going to be like covering any acne or anything like that, but it just adds a nice finish to the skin just to start us off with. I have been applying this with a brush, but after seeing a lot of Hailey Bieber makeup looks, she uses her hands a lot to blend in her products, and I actually used my fingers to blend this in the other day, and I really like it. It just really helps you control where you're putting the product, because I don't necessarily want this all over my face because it is glowy, so I just like to concentrate it more on the higher points. So I'm just going to go in with my fingers and just really rub that in. Now, I have been trying to kind of avoid my eye area, so when I go in with concealer later, there's not like a really heavy, there's not a load of product underneath my eyes. I think it would really help in making my concealer look nicer. So I'm just going to kind of focus this on the centre of my face, kind of avoid my under eyes, and just really blend that in. Hopefully you can see that straight away, that it's just really, it's added just a really nice glow. It's kind of evened out my skin tone. It also adds a little bit of like almost like a bronze to my skin, because I am quite pale and quite red, like I said. This just really adds a nice little bit of hint of colour. I think it's gorgeous for like the spring summer months when you just want to look a little bit glowy, a little bit more tanned. I feel like this just makes you look like you've been out in the sun all day. I think this will be gorgeous on holidays, just like this, and just like a little bit of mascara and like maybe brows, just as like a beach base. Like if you want to wear like a little bit of makeup to the beach or like by the pool or something, I think this would be really nice, and just adds that really nice glow. As you can see, it's not added like a lot of coverage. You can still see like my blemishes down here and like redness around my nose, but just as a nice overall base for the makeup, I really like it. Now, sometimes if I do want a little bit more coverage, I will apply like a tinted moisturizer alongside with that, and I kind of mix them together on my face, just like a very little tiny amount of tinted moisturizer. However, today I'm not going to go in with tinted moisturizer. I am just going to go in with concealer. So yeah, but if you do want a little bit more coverage, definitely mix it in with a little bit of tinted moisturizer. I just kind of apply a little bit of tinted moisturizer when I apply the Hollywood Flawless Filter and kind of mix them in together, and it just kind of helps sheer out the tinted moisturizer but still give that little bit of coverage. But for concealer, I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal True Match concealer. I use the shade 1N Ivory, and I really love this, and I'm just going to apply like a little bit of this. So I'm just going to go in my inner corners, dots like that, and then a little bit around my nose, a little bit on my chin, and a little bit on my forehead. I think that's what Hailey Bieber did in her TikTok video, but I am actually going to add a little bit more just to some little bit blemishes, just because obviously my skin is not as flawless as hers. Still like not a load of concealer, and I like to use this in quite a light colour just to add a little bit of lift to my face as well. And then I'm just going to blend that in with a damp beauty blender. I really love using a damp beauty blender to blend in my products anyway, but especially when I'm doing like a minimal makeup look, just because I think just the damp beauty blender works really nicely without it looking like really full coverage. And then also like where I didn't apply any product underneath my eyes, I feel like the concealer just blends in a lot nicer under my eyes. Just because it's not got anything like heavy or slippery underneath. It just really helps blend in my eyes, and it helps like stop creasing under my eyes, and also like helps my eyes not look too cakey. So just blending that in, and as you can see, like just that little bit of concealer's really helped like lift the face and lighten and brighten the face as well. Okay, and then I am going to go in with a cream bronzer contour product. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand. I have the shade Fair Medium. Now I will say this is very light. You will see when I blend this in, it's a very light colour. It doesn't add like a lot of bronze, but I just really like it. I would love the applicator. Just kind of using that in dots over my face. And then I am actually going to use my fingers to start blending this in. And I kind of just use these two fingers and just kind of pat that in and just blend it up. I've been loving like wearing minimal makeup and then following like I've been watching a lot of Hailey Bieber tutorials and like a lot of her makeup videos, and she uses her fingers a lot to blend in product, and I tried it the other day and I just really like the effect. I feel like it just really helps, like I feel like the warmth of your finger just really helps the product like melt into your face and just really help. Also, like you can really control where the product is going because obviously you're using like your fingers. Yeah, I just really like it. I also think it helps like kind of sheer out the product a little bit. Yeah, I think it's a really nice way to blend in your makeup. Yeah, I feel like it takes a little bit longer than using like a beauty blender or a brush. I don't know if that's just because it's new to me, so I kind of like to go over it. But yeah, like that bronzer, hopefully you can, let me just zoom you in a little bit. Hopefully you can see that bronzer just really helps like bronze up the face a little bit, but it's really not anything too intense or in your face. I will say it's like a lot less intense than like the Refy cream bronzer, which I also do love. I just feel like this is a little bit less intense. But yeah, I think just like blending that in with your fingers is really nice. Looks really natural on the face. Yeah, I really like it. I think that like that bronzer also adds like still keeps a little bit of sheen to the face, which I really like. I'm loving using cream products. I've been loving cream products for a while, but like the majority of my makeup routine now is cream products. I do sometimes, and I will later, go in with a little bit of powder just because I do have oily skin and I do kind of need to set it down. If you have dry skin, you can just leave it with the cream products. But yeah, and then just add a little bit like over the nose just for that sun-kissed look. Okay, and then I am also going to go in with cream blush. This is the Refy cream blush in Rose. Just looks like this. It's a nice rosy colour. And again, I've been using my fingers to apply this, which I actually really like. I think this product works really well applied with your fingers. I think it actually applies easier with my fingers than it does with a brush. Again, just using the same two fingers to kind of blend over. And also because you're using the same like tools, if you like, to apply your makeup, it means like they kind of all blend together quite nicely, because obviously I've already got a little bit of bronzer left on my fingers, and then just adding the blush kind of just helps it all mesh together. Put a little bit on my forehead. I really love this blush. It's actually quite subtle, but I really like it. And then just a little bit over my nose, kind of all over. I love a blushy look. I think it just makes you look really healthy, and like if I've been in the sun all day, my face will naturally have like quite a rosy flush, so I just really like adding a blusher just to make it look like I am very sun-kissed. But yeah, really love that base. I am just gonna go in with the beauty blender just a little bit, just to kind of make sure that's all blended in. I feel like if you're used to using your fingers for your makeup, you might not necessarily feel like you need to go over it with the beauty blender, but just for me, I feel like I just need to double check that's all blended in nicely. And because we blended the concealer in with the beauty blender, I feel like it just also helps like tone down a little bit. So if you've gone a little bit overboard with the bronzer and blusher, this can kind of just help tone it down a little bit. Okay, and then for brows. Now, you could obviously just brush through your brows with like a clear brow gel or something. For me, I do need to fill in my brows just because they are a little bit sparse. I have actually booked in to get them done, but it's not until July because I'm getting them done before my holiday. So like, for example, when I'm on holiday and my brows are tinted and like freshly done, I probably wouldn't even bother filling them in. But I am going to fill them in today just because I feel like they need it. But first I'm just going to go in with the Glossier Boy Brow. This is in the shade Brown. I really love this. I love that the brush is really tiny, so it helps you concentrate the product. And this just really helps like tint your brows and lift them. I mean, obviously you could just go in with the tinted brow gel if you wanted to, if you felt like that was enough, and sometimes I do. But I'm going to fill them in with a pencil a little bit later on, like fluff them up. I quite like a fluffy bushy brow, especially with like a minimal makeup look. I think they just look really good. Just because the makeup is quite simple, I do like just to have quite a fluffy brow. is like almost a statement. I mean, mine aren't really going to be a statement because they're so sparse at the moment. But yeah, I just think like a fluffy brow goes really, really nicely with like a really minimal summer skin look. And then I'm just going to let that set. We're going to go back to the face. Now, I am going to apply a little bit of loose powder. Like I said at the beginning, I do actually have oily skin. So I can't really just leave the creams as they are. I do need to add a little bit of powder. Otherwise, this will literally like slide off my face in a few hours. So I am going to go in with a little bit of powder. This is just the Too Faced Born This Way powder. I'm not going to go in with as much as I normally would, and sometimes I would take this like on a beauty blender or powder puff to really sink it in. I am just going to take it on a brush, just this little brush. This is from Superdrug. This is the EXO finishing brush. I just really, really like this for powder, and also because it is a little bit smaller than some other powder brushes, you can really like concentrate the application of this. So to be honest, I'm just kind of take this in my T-zone, so just like under my eyes, down the sides of my nose, a little bit on my forehead and on my chin, and then just a little bit here as well, just where I tend to get the oiliest. I will say obviously this makeup is not like the longest lasting makeup in the world. I think if you like, for example, I'm filming this video on a Sunday and we're just gonna head out and get a coffee and a little bit of lunch, and I feel like for that sort of occasion, like this is just kind of perfect. Or you just want like a little bit of easy day-to-day makeup, I think this is really, really nice. Or like I said, like holiday makeup, I think this would be really, really pretty. Just something really simple, really easy, nothing too heavy. Okay, I actually did want to go in with a cream highlighter. I probably should have done this before powder, but we should be fine because I'm just going to apply it up here. But I'm going to be using the Benefit What's Up highlighter. It is actually a cream highlighter, which I really, really love. I'm kind of just going to apply this to the tops of my cheek. I'm not really a highlighter person anymore. I feel like highlighter has kind of died down a little bit. I feel like there's like some hardcore highlighter fans, but for me, like, I just quite like a subtle highlight, and I really, really love a cream highlight especially. So I'm just going to kind of go on the tops of my cheekbones, a little bit around my temples, just to like catch that, like, can you see that highlighter? Like that little bit of glow. I think it just is a really, really nice glow. I'm gonna put some on my nose, even though I just put a little bit of powder there, but it should be fine. And again, I'm just using my finger to apply this. I think it just kind of applies best with fingers. Can you just see how like that just catches the light a little bit, adds a little bit of glow back, especially because I have to like powder my face. I feel like this just really helps add a little bit of glow. Okay, and then for my eyes, I am just going to do something really, really simple. So I'm just going to take a brown shade. I'm going to use the shade Naked 2, which is this very light brown shade. This is from the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. I'm not even sure you can still buy this, but if you can't, I'll try leave a similar shadow link down below. This is just a very faint brown, just to add a little bit of definition to that socket. Nothing too extreme, just a little bit of something. Sometimes I go in with a more like a bronzy shade, like I might go in with a powder bronzer, but for today I just wanted to go with something like just quite almost like contouring the eye sockets, just something really, really subtle, just for a little bit of definition on the eyes, just because like my eyes are quite small as well. I really like adding a little bit of definition. I feel like that just adds a little bit of definition. It's nothing too extreme or difficult, just adds a little bit of something to the eyes, just really like helps define the face. Okay, now I am going to go in with some mascara. I know if you watch like a Hailey Bieber makeup look, she doesn't tend to apply mascara. I feel like my lashes aren't really up to scratch not to be applying mascara, to be honest with you. You could just like curl them and go, but I'm going to add a little bit of mascara. Okay, so the mascara I'm going to use is the 17 Extreme Extension Mascara, which is actually in brown. And I really want to try brown mascara for a really, really long time. I don't think it's really obvious you're wearing brown mascara. You'll see when I apply it. But I am just going to like kind of scrape off a lot of the product onto the packaging, because I don't want to apply a lot of this, because this is actually quite a lengthening mascara. I'm just going to apply this just to my top lashes. Actually, I'm not going to apply anything to the bottom lashes. Kind of keep it simple, and I'm kind of being careful not to let them clump. As you can see, this is actually quite a good mascara. Like if you want a new mascara, like I really recommend this, because it was literally like £3. I think it's £4, but with the Boots cards you get it for £3. I don't know if you can actually tell it's brown but I like it. I'm just going to leave my bottom lashes clean, like I said. Okay, and now going back to brows, I am going to fill them in a little bit with the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. This is in the shade Deep Brown. I'm not going to go in like loads, I'm just going to go in with it a little bit, just to kind of fluff them up a little bit. Mainly like concentrating this at the front. Just because, like I said, I do like a more like fluffy looking brow with a minimal makeup look. I'm just using a really light hand to fill in my brows. Okay, so that's my brows filled in. Nothing too defined, just like I said, just a little bit of colour, just to kind of fill them out a little bit, add a little bit of definition to them. Okay, so for lip liner, I'm going to go in with the NYX Natural Lip Liner. You can kind of go in with any lip that you want. I kind of just want to go for like a neutral lip, something that kind of matches my natural lip colour. So I'm just going to go in. I'm going to just blend that in with my finger a little bit. I'm not like overlining them or anything like that, just kind of want to keep the natural looking. Blend that in. And then I am going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Original lipstick, and I am just going to take my finger on this and just kind of pat it in. I don't want anything too intense on the lips, just a little bit of definition. Okay, so that is it, the lips, and then I am just going to go in with setting spray. This is the Maybelline Lasting Fix setting spray. Kind of just drench my face in that, and then I'm just going to let that sit for a little bit, and then once that's sat for a little bit, I'm just going to blend that in with my beauty blender. Just kind of press it in the skin, especially because I've not applied a lot of powder. I do like to go in with a little bit more setting spray and just really press it into the skin to help set that makeup down, and just hope that it's not going to really go anywhere. And also I just really love like adding setting spray. I feel like it just really helps like freshen up your makeup a little bit, really helps like blend in all the products, make sure that my skin looks a bit more refreshed after applying all those products. Okay, and that is the finished look. Let me just zoom you in a little bit. So that's the finished look. As you can see, it's still very dewy. It's very simple. There's not like a lot of coverage. You can see like some of my blemishes are still shining through. I really don't mind that in the spring summer. Like I really like just my face to look quite fresh, quite natural, nothing too heavy, nothing that's gonna like feel heavy in the sun, in the warm weather. And yeah, I really like this look. I really love being inspired by like celebrity makeup and then just really like slightly altering it a little bit, just where I feel like to make it my own a little bit. So like adding mascara, because I like prefer wearing mascara, adding a little bit more powder than maybe Hailey did, just to really like set that product down. And obviously because I have more oily skin and I think she has more dry skin, just really finishing that off. I really like this makeup. It's really simple, it's really easy. I feel like it just looks so very fresh, like that sort of like clean girl aesthetic. You could like add like faux freckles if you wanted to with this. I think that always looks really nice in like a spring summer makeup look. But yeah, I just really love it. I love that like a little bit of sheen on the skin. Obviously it's taken me a little bit longer today because I am talking you through it, but this is a makeup look that I can do quite quickly. And yeah, I just really like this makeup look. I feel like it just looks really healthy and like fresh, like I said, and I think it's just really nice like makeup look for like day to day when you want a little bit of makeup but you don't want anything too heavy. Yeah, I'm really just loving these sort of makeup looks at the moment. Something a little bit more natural, and yeah, I really love that we're getting into the trend of like embracing your natural skin as well, and just really like, you know, just enhancing a little bit but still letting like the skin shine through. And I think that's really nice. Okay, so that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed seeing my current go-to spring summer makeup. Yeah, I'm really just loving this kind of makeup at the moment. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and like I said at the beginning, I'll leave all the products that I mentioned in the video linked down below if you want to go check them out. If you're new here, I'd love it if you could subscribe, and I will see you all next week in a brand new video. Goodbye.